All right, a good day of work out here today. I thought the players were focused. It's not a real physical day for us. We'll get back to practicing with the helmets on tomorrow. But I was really pleased with the focus of the team today.
You mentioned the focus. I mean, obviously Michigan State, that's a game that's easy to get up for. How do they carry it over to this week?
It's got to be part of your culture. It's got to come from the seniors. It's got to come from the upperclassmen. The ability, you've heard me talk about this before, the ability to turn the page. When you play in a conference in any division like we do, you have to have the ability to turn the page, because regardless of whether or not you were pleased or displeased with the result last week, that next team's coming.
The next team after this is Ohio State, and then a bunch of really hard games. I know you want them to focus on the moment. Do you almost want them to look ahead so they know how hard it is ahead, so they appreciate this game for what it is? You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't have any concerns about that. I want all of their focus completely and entirely on the Indiana season right now. What comes after that we'll deal with after the game. But if you take it, it's going to take all of our focus and all of our execution to be 1-0 this week. So we're going to have to play at a very high level to go on the road and be 1-0. So I don't want their focus anywhere but this game.
Will you have any butterflies on the sideline first impact?
I don't think so. I got a similar question last night on the radio show. I don't think so. I'm excited to get back out there, but I'm excited every time we get a chance to go out there. We only get guaranteed 12 a year.
Regarding our Eric LeGrand two-part question, 5 years ago, anniversary is tomorrow. What do you remember about that day? And then just looking ahead, I mean, you've seen everything that he's accomplished. How much do you marvel at where he is today?
Yeah, the second part's probably easier to answer. Because I get to sit next to him every week and have a lot of interaction with him throughout the year. It's an inspirational person just to be around. And you know, that day in the stadium when we retired his number will be a day that I'll always remember, and a moment that I'll always remember. There are so many memories that go through my mind thinking back to that day at the game, in the locker room after the game, all the unknowns. You know, going to see him early on in the process and hearing some of the predictions were, and then watching how quickly he was able to overcome them. I think it became very evident to me right away that he was going to be able to overcome this, and he's done a phenomenal job.
You said some of Wilson's comments kind of made you believe Sudfeld's going to play. I mean, how do you gauge other teams' injuries? How much do you pay attention to what they say or injury reports they put out?
That's a great question. Yeah, those things can be a little disingenuous at times. I think it's just a gut feeling, and you know, he's been out enough time now. The fact that they dressed him last week, I don't think a coach is trying to mislead you when he makes a statement that he did more Sunday night than he had last week. I think that's an honest comment by Kevin. I don't think he would say that if it wasn't true. So that's kind of what I gauge on.
Obviously, college doesn't have like regulated injury reports. You put yours out. I mean, do you wish that there was something kind of uniform?
I don't know. I think when you're dealing with health issues of student athletes, I think it's a tricky thing. You know, we want to protect them as much as we can. So, I mean, I put mine out, but as you know, mine is not that specific. But I do put it out just so there's an idea of what could happen on Saturday.
Seems like the right time to ask if anybody made any progress this week.
Well, we'll put out an injury report again tomorrow, and you guys will have it, and you'll see the progress.
As far as injury reports, I mean, obviously Darius went from out to playing in the Penn State game.
Sure.
I mean, obviously we get a chance to talk to you. What was that week like for him to make that much progress?
Well, we thought he was getting close. You know, we didn't know in the beginning of the week, and then as we got closer to the end of the week, we had a chance that he'd be able to do some stuff. I think he only played 12 plays in the game. But, you know, the medical staff thought he'd have a chance, and he wanted to try it, and so we said, okay, well, this is the game to do it. And unfortunately, it didn't work out the way we wanted it to, and we had to shut him down.
Can you talk about what went into that decision to shut him down?
We just didn't feel it's really, when you have a player that hasn't played, it's not as much about playing as how they recover. So, you know, he goes out there and he plays in a minimal amount of way, and we weren't pleased with the way he recovered. So at that point we said, you know what, this is not the right time. Let's go in a different direction, and he understood that. He was all for it.
I was just going to ask how he took it and kind of what it means. Obviously, you're in the moment right now, but what it means that he'll be back next year, feasibly.
Sure, it's exciting. You know, we're looking forward to that for sure. A guy will be, you know, I would imagine a three-time captain. I'd be shocked if he wasn't, and somebody of that caliber to get them back. It's not an easy guy to replace. You know, you don't replace a guy of that stature as a player and as a leader. He's done an excellent job of continuing to lead in the ways he's able to lead. So, you know, he's still with us every day, and he's certainly a visible entity in our program. But I know he wants to be out there. It's probably hardest on him.
Will he travel?
Question?
He will travel. Yes.
Coach, is this defense ready to contain the number 2 rusher in the conference, Jordan Howard?
We don't look at it like that. You know, we've got to play assignment defense, and we have to we got to make sure we do our job on defense. And if we do that and we fit the gaps properly, then we got a chance to minimize the rushing yardage. But he's a talented player. Talented players are going to make plays. And if he plays this week, we're going to have to play really at a high level to make sure we contain him. Thank you.